gentlelady from Florida, Ms. Wasserman Schultz, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank all of you again for your testimony, and I want to focus my line of questioning on so-called crisis pregnancy centers and the outsized role that they may play as the Dobbs decision pushes abortion care further out of reach for millions of people. For anyone unfamiliar with crisis pregnancy centers or CPCs, there are systems of fake health clinics that are heavily clustered in southern states. My question, Ms. Goss-Graves, is can you just explain what these fake health clinics are and how they promote an anti-abortion agenda?
So someone may show up at a crisis pregnancy center believing that they are going to a place that can help facilitate access to abortion and be totally fooled. And one of the reasons why they've gotten the moniker of sort of fake clinics is that some of them have purported to actually provide health services that they do not provide. So if you are someone who's trying to access abortion, you're on a clock. More so in states that have restricted abortion care earlier and earlier. So one of the ways is by convincing people to sort of be with them and stay in their system, and what ends up happening is people miss out on the care that they actually are seeking. You know, I have to say though, about these clinics, there is nothing that prevented them from providing the services that they provide consistent with Roe being around. They didn't have to wait until Dobbs struck down Roe versus Wade to provide access to diapers or whatever other small support they were providing for someone upon a transition into parenthood, and that is true more broadly. We will be now facing a much more giant crisis where accurate information is going to be so very critical. And so I'm hoping that this body and others will look really clearly at what sort of information people are providing in the name of healthcare at this time where there is so much deep confusion.
Thank you. I want to discuss proportion because there are an estimated 2,500 crisis pregnancy centers in the United States, and they outnumber abortion providers by a ratio of 3 to 1. My home state of Florida has the second highest number in the country, just trailing Texas at 150 CPCs, compared to just 65 abortion clinics. Now, Ms. Goss-Graves, Florida remains for now one of the last safe havens for abortion access in the South. How do all these CPCs in Florida make it even harder to travel for abortion care? I know during last year's committee hearing on Texas's 6-week abortion ban, we heard a firsthand account from a woman who unknowingly walked into a crisis pregnancy center when she was seeking abortion care.
Well, what it means is that there will be people traveling to Florida to seek care who don't know Florida as well. And so they might find themselves stumbling into a crisis pregnancy center when they meant to stumble into someone who could provide them with abortion services. And that would be unfortunate. Again, we are on a clock here for someone to be forced to remain pregnant, given bad information about their own health, the state of their pregnancy, or about abortion services. What we need in this time of chaos is accurate, medically accurate and legally accurate information. That's what people need the most.
And that's exactly what I want to hit on. CPCs advertise themselves as legitimate health clinics, but staff often have no medical training and they make scientifically baseless claims to pregnant people to scare them out of getting an abortion. Is Representative Shannon still with us?
I'm here.
Oh, great. I want to ask you, is it possible that residents in states like yours in Florida or Texas who have to travel longer distances for abortion care are more likely to end up at a CPC closer to their home?
Absolutely, and this is one of the reasons that I sponsored legislation my second year in office to get rid of our CPC program, because to your point, these are misleading centers. We are not using hyperbole here. In our enabling legislation in Georgia, it literally said that the CPC program, which gives $2 million annually to CPCs, would only go to places that their stated purpose was to dissuade people from having abortions. So yes, CPC centers have gotten better over time as far as providing some services, but it is still the case that they literally only exist just to talk people out of having abortions that they know they want to have. I had an abortion 20 years ago, actually lived in Florida when that happened. It's a decision I don't regret. And I think it's really important that when people know that they want to have an abortion, that they be, able to get that care without being distracted. And as Ms. Graves mentioned before, basically running out the clock, which will make it difficult for them to get the care that they know that they already want.
The gentlelady's
Madam Chair,
time has
that's why I'm an
expired.
original co-sponsor of your bill, the Stop Anti-Abortion Disinformation Act, that cracks down on false advertising related to abortion services. And the last thing that pregnant people need now are additional forces actively trying to suppress their right to care. I yield back the balance of my time, and thank you for this
Thank
important
you.
hearing.
And the